and welcome to this week's Sing for Alexa Saturday. We are so fortunate this week to have none other than the Tommy Kaiser here with us as our guest star. Yes, it's kind of hard to hear the clapping, so what we do is we just kind of like go crazy in front of the screen, yes, to show our enthusiasm.
Great method.
So, yeah, exactly. For any of you who are new here and are not totally sure kind of what this is Sing for Alexa Saturday. It's essentially a free Zoom musical theater masterclass where you will get the opportunity to watch singers perform and gain feedback from both myself and Tommy Kaiser. So, first, we're going to start off by letting you guys know a little bit about ourselves. Hi, I'm Alexa. I assume you probably know a little bit about me if you're here right now, but just in case, I'm 19 years old and I am a sophomore at Ithaca College, where I am a Bachelor of Music major with an outside field in the theater arts. I'm also pretty well known on TikTok for my songwriting challenges that I do. I come from a really musical family, so we've been singing and playing instruments and being on the bandstand since I was a little girl. I always loved music. I've trained classically as well as in musical theater and for acting, which is very exciting. And you can read all about that on my website if you'd like. And yeah, I'm just very passionate about what I do. I'm writing my first ever musical right now, which will get released soon, which is crazy exciting. And I'm just really excited to be here. And shout out to my Aunt Steph and my grandma, Sandy, who are here. I want to make sure I say that right now so I don't forget. Love you guys. Okay, I'm now going to give Tommy the floor to really introduce himself since he is our guest today.
Hi guys, my name's Tommy Kaiser. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Marlboro, New Jersey. I just graduated from Brookdale Community College. I was a liberal arts major, so I'll be figuring out what I'm doing for school when COVID's over. But for now, I'm just chilling out. I am well known on TikTok for mainly like theater related content and stuff like that, just like Alexa. I was the winner of Broadway World's Next on Stage competition for season two, and with that came a lot of really cool opportunities, including a voice lesson from Matt Farnsworth, who's an incredible vocalist. So I got a couple cool tips under my belt, and I can't wait to share that with you guys today.
Awesome. Okay, so we're now going to open up the floor. If you guys have any questions for me or really Tommy, who's our guest here, you can feel free to do that. You can type in the chat. Those kind of they're just sent to where they get sent to me, but basically okay, yes. Okay. I'll start off by asking Tommy, what was the whole Broadway competition experience like, and what was it like being chosen as the winner? That's crazy and super amazing.
Thank you. Doing the competition was really fun, especially now with, not much to do in terms of like live theater or whatever. I saw it as like a really cool opportunity to finally get to like do something. And getting to submit those videos each week and getting feedback from really, really cool people in the Broadway community was an awesome experience. And I learned a lot and I met a lot of really cool people, which was just like an added bonus to the whole thing. And winning the competition was super super cool, and I'm still so grateful for it, and just everything that came with it, like the voice lesson, as I said before, with Matt Farnsworth, and I got a meeting with Kelsey and Co. So I had like a pretty nice foot in the door after that, and I'm really grateful to Broadway World for having that competition, not just because I won, but because it was like the whole journey was super cool, and it, like, for everybody else involved too, they all got to experience something during these tragic COVID times.
Yeah, awesome. What is your biggest piece of audition advice?
Don't go into the audition room thinking that they don't want to cast you or that they're going to judge you too hard, because their job is to cast people in shows. So they want to cast you. And you're there to like give them that I'm here, I'm the one you're going to cast. So go in with that confidence and with that mindset, because it's going to help you perform better, because you perform off of the energy that you're creating, and you want to have that positive energy so that you could propel that positive performance.
Yeah. Also, if anyone has a question, feel free to like do the just waving in front of the camera too, because then we'll just call it. You don't even have to type it in the chat. Someone asked, "Do you have a TikTok that we can go and follow?"
I do have a TikTok. It is at Kaiser. That's TomKaisr. For some reason, the E. did not make it into my username, but
Oh no. Oh my gosh. So, what is your biggest piece of advice to young performers who are looking to get started in the arts?
it all really comes from the hard work that you put in. Not everything's going to come to you super easily, and you're going to have to make the effort to look for auditions and try to meet people and connect with different people. It's a lot more work than you might think. Like I didn't expect the amount of work it'd be, but obviously I'm doing it. Obviously, it's something I want to move towards. So um, try to build up a good work ethic because it all comes from connections and from finding those opportunities yourself.
Awesome. Another question that we have is what's your favorite stage fail?
Um, hmm. I have a couple. I'm trying to think of one from Newsies because me and Alexa were in Newsies together, and it would be
Yes.
fun to find a Newsies fail. Oh, so in Newsies we had these moving platforms, and I was on the top level of these platforms, and the lights had gone out after a scene ended, and we all started walking down the stairs of the platforms, but it moved too early, and all the Newsies just fell right down. Some fell like off the side of the stairs. All the newspapers went everywhere. But we all laughed about it afterwards. No one got hurt. So just like a fun little theater fail memory from that show.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That was such a fun show. I
Oh,
miss it
my
so
favorite.
much.
Yeah.
Actually, funny enough, in my because I'm on live on Instagram too, and Will, I think it was Will, was like, me and Raji say hi. So it's like
Aw,
as soon as you were talking about
or
me,
Jack and
I was
Davy.
like, "That's the sign." Oh my
Um,
gosh. Okay, another one we have. Hey, question for both of you. I was wondering when you both started singing, like at what age and what was both of your biggest inspirations? I started singing for as long as I can remember. I have pictures of me as maybe at 2 years old, like propped up on a chair with my mom holding up a microphone. So that's fun. And then my biggest inspirations, I say Barbara Streisand as a little girl who loved singing and had a big nose. I was like, it works. So yeah, that'd be my answer. How about you, Tommy?
um, I've been singing as long as I can remember too. I just remember it's the same thing, like having a microphone held up to my face and like getting to sing in like those like little plastic ones too. Um, so I've been singing as long as I can remember. But my biggest inspiration growing up, I would say, was Bruno Mars. Just very simply, I loved his voice. I thought he was really cool, and I wanted to be just like him. I sang his songs all the time for like talent shows and stuff like that. So
Awesome. My mom just came in here to tell me like the code for this Zoom. I think everyone's putting a lowercase t for TikTok and it's uppercase, but it's okay.
oh,
Okay, one more and then we'll get started here. We have my question is, how did you learn to sing? Did you teach yourself? I had many teachers. Many teachers. I definitely don't think I could have gotten where I am right now without them. But a lot of it is, I think 20% of it is really what the teachers teach you, and 80% is what you do with that, and really using that in your everyday usage and making sure that you're warming up and really working on the material every day because they could give you great information, but unless you really use it, it's not really, gonna help.
right. Um, I am self-taught. I never had a lesson. But with that being said, I really would like to take lessons because my first like lesson was with Matt a couple weeks ago, and I thought it was like the most helpful thing in the world. And like Alexa was saying, they can give you everything, throw everything at you, but you have to apply it in order for it to like actually take effect in your voice. And everything he taught me, like I recorded it on my laptop, so I look back every now and then and I just go over what he taught me. And I like strongly encourage the use of a vocal teacher or just getting voice lessons because it's super helpful.
But I think Tommy is like the perfect example of that. Sometimes you're just a music prodigy. Like sometimes you just have the voice of a god and it is what it is. And
And instrument under the sun because your whole family is just like these musical geniuses. I went to Alexa's house and she has like this whole like music room with like instruments I've never seen. Like it's so cool.
You should see it now. You should see it now. My mom
With
decided
more
to get another piano, so we now have two grand pianos back to back just in the room because she wants to refurbish it. It's
incredible.
it's so fun. Alrighty, so thank you all so much for those questions, and we are now going to get started with our first singer that we have. We have Sammy. So there you go. You should be able to unmute now. And for each of the singers, I'm going to ask that you could just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then if you could give us a little summary of the show that the song that you're singing is from and kind of where the song fits in, so that for those of us who may not know, you get a little bit of context. And then, yeah, we'll do a little mic check and then you could feel free to begin. So I'm going to spotlight your video, Sammy. Awesome.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm Sammy D Mule, and that's my username on TikTok and stuff. But I've had some experience in music theater, and I kind of started singing my junior year in high school, and I just kept at it, I guess. And I'm just glad to have this opportunity to sing Agony. And the reason why I picked Agony is because I know it the best. And for my school that year, I won an award that was like outstanding male vocalist. And I was like, that's crazy. Like it was like a tough award for kids in my school to get. And I was like, I didn't even know that. It was awesome. But yeah, I picked that. It is a duet, but it's not like one where they're singing simultaneously. Oh gosh, I almost botched the word. But anyway, yeah, there's that.
Alrighty, so would you like to do a sound check?
Oh sure, yeah. Cool beans.
Or wait,
I was like, where'd I put my phone?
Yeah.
And
if you want to tell us a little bit about the show too, I love Into the
Oh
Woods.
yeah. So Agony from Into the Woods. A bit about the shows. Into the Woods is it's like a story. Yeah, it's a story. Like it has like Rapunzel and it has like fairy tale characters like that. And like at the beginning of the play, it's all here's everyone's dream, and then at the end of it, it's like here's reality part of it, and that's what I've loved about it. It's a great musical, and I just love it. And in Agony, so there's Rapunzel's prince and Cinderella's prince, and they bump into each other, and I guess they're just talking about these like the girls that they like they like Cinderella and one liked Rapunzel. So that's that. I'm gonna do a little audio test now.
Awesome.
Okay. What was the sound? Here we go. Are you working? Oh, there we go. Holy cow. Yep. Okay. Oh, whoops. Oh, there we go.
Maybe a little bit lower. Try lowering the volume a
Okay,
little.
lower it. Okay. Cool. Oh yeah, it's a little high. Okay. Is that better?
Perfect. There you go.
Okay,
Awesome.
cool.
So whenever you're ready.
Okay. Oh. Did I abuse her or show her disdain? Why does she run from me? If I should lose her, how shall I regain the heart she has won from me? Agony beyond power of speech, when the one thing you want is the only thing out of your reach. High in her tower, she sits by the hour, maintaining her hair. Blithe and becoming, and frequently humming a light-hearted air. Whoops. Agony beyond more painful than yours. Would you know she would go with you if there only were doors? Agony, oh, the torture they teach. What's as intriguing or half so fatiguing as what's out of reach? Am I not sensitive, clever, well-mannered, considerate, Passionate, charming, as kind as I'm handsome, and heir to a throne. You are everything maidens could wish for. Do I know, the girl must be mad. You know nothing of madness till you're climbing her hair and you see her up there as you're nearing her, all the while hearing her agony, misery, woe, oh my goodness, I'm singing wrong, different from each. Yeah, that's right. Sorry about that, guys. The only thing you want is the only thing out of your reach. Agony that can cut like a knife. I must have her to wife. That's the end there. Sorry about that, guys. Holy cow.
You are completely fine. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Sammy. So I am going to focus a little bit more on the technical things that I'm seeing, and then I'll just hand it over to Tommy to kind of take it away with everything else. You know, it's funny because this song is very much about being in agony. And at first, when you started singing, we were getting this beautiful, beautiful tone. And you were just so, I mean, you are just so, so poised and so lovely to watch when you're singing. But I felt like you were, I felt like it was almost like a lullaby, and like I wish there was some more like agony in it. But it was funny how
Yeah.
as you went on and things started happening that maybe, you know, weren't necessarily going to plan, how I felt like I was getting a little bit more of that in it, which I thought actually worked better for the piece almost, even though it was probably the thing that wasn't necessarily planned in your own head. So I just wanted to, and being that the fact that you were able to just roll with it is really, really great. So yeah, that was my first note, just that you have a really, really fantastic, amazing voice. One thing that I do want to mention is that sometimes, especially as us musicians, we can sometimes conduct ourselves as we are actually singing. And so I was seeing a little bit of hand move. I think it was your left hand really that like to kind of
Oh
come up
yeah.
and conduct what you were doing in the song, which is such like a force of habit because it's what we do when we practice, but what we
Yeah.
practice is what we end up doing in the performance. So I'd make sure sometimes it could even help to perform in the mirror to kind of like catch yourself doing all the weird things that you may not necessarily notice you were doing.
Yeah.
And the other thing
Uh,
is, so when it comes to vowels and when we sing, the more closed a vowel is, we have the tendency to therefore want to sing it closed, and the more open a vowel is ah, we sing it very ah. But when the shape that we make with our mouth shouldn't actually be dependent on vowel. It should be dependent on where it's located in the range. So in other words, you're singing agony, you're singing an e, which is a closed vowel but on a high note, so therefore you're going to have to open it up a little bit. Not saying that you should sing agana and like ah, but I think that even just not clenching as much for it and just relaxing a little bit.
mhm.
Agony. You can sing E. Really, all that is your tongue's just kind of coming up a little bit. You don't have to really move your mouth. For everyone, I know I used to be a huge, you know, in musical theater, you learn about like you have to articulate. And so for that, I grew up thinking that like this is what that meant. And then training very quickly, I realized that, I mean, look at ventriloquists, right? They don't move this part of their mouth at all, and yet they're able to talk almost normally because this really does not have much to do with the tone that's coming out of your mouth. It's the shape that's made by your tongue and your soft palate and all of those things back there. So I think that opening it up a little bit more, agony, you can make the E back here, but if you open up a little bit more in the front, and I would even suggest, for me, I love to clench on my E's, but even sometimes just like taking your fingers and placing them in between where your teeth are, agony, it'll open it up so, so, so much. Try to just do that really quickly. So if you
Okay.
take your fingers and put them in between where your teeth are,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to go like push really hard or anything, just like a
Okay.
little, okay, just to make sure your teeth aren't touching.
Okay. Yeah.
And now, like that, try singing agony whenever
Okay.
you.
Agony. Like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Try one more time, a little bit more breath. Don't be scared of it. Just like really go for it. You got this.
Okay. Agony.
Yeah. Even just that subtle open just made it sound, it just gave the tone a little bit more space to bounce around and come out, as opposed to like an agony being like kind of a little squished, which you can do if that's, because you're in agony right now. So maybe that is what you're feeling, but making sure that it's a clear character choice as opposed to something that's going on with the technique. But that's really all that I have for you. I thought you did a fantastic job, and I'm such a fan of your voice. I'm now going to hand it over to Tommy.
Everything Alexa said was very true, and I had a couple of those things in mind as well. Especially with like the E and just making sure that you're not tightening it too much, because you don't want it to sound like you're squeezing the E out, and it's more of like an open kind of like agony instead of like agony. You know what I mean? It's like sounds nasally when it's like that. And one thing I wanted to talk about was breath support. And I know that you were singing two parts at a time, but it still doesn't hurt to get some of that under your belt. So I'm gonna stand up actually, and I hope that you can see well.
Yeah.
But singing like that, you were singing like this, and your hands right at your side, and I think you're rolling a little bit down, and you like broaden yourself out a little bit. You raise your shoulders, you push your back like this. It'll come out easier because you're opening up your diaphragm in your lower back, and if you bend your knees a little bit, you'll open up that part of your body too. You just want to make sure that you're open so the sound flows out. And you can go agony as opposed to like closing yourself in. You'll feel more able to push the sound out, but not forcefully.
Okay.
And one more thing was, as Alexa was saying, this is a song about agony, and she talked about already how you can like add to like the acting aspect of that performance. But just like as a little like safety thing, if you like see yourself like losing your breath or like slipping up on something, use it to, like, as a part of your performance, because it almost did seem like that. Just like add to it, like throw your hand angrily, or just like puff and then regain your breath. Like use those little nuances, and I think your performance would be great. You have a wonderful tone, and you are really good at switching between your high and low register in your voice. So awesome job.
Thank you guys.
Someone, Tommy, actually Anthony Riello, he's on my Instagram live right now, and he said Tommy is such a dream. He can critique me all day.
I love Anthony Riello.
Anthony, if you're able to join the Zoom, definitely do it, because we love to see you.
I miss you, Anthony.
I know. Okay, so Sammy, I would love to see if we can find a place in the music to go back and try out some of these things. So I'd love to see you definitely taking the notes from Tommy. You have such a beautiful voice. It's such a Prince Charming type voice, definitely, and you're putting that into the song so wonderfully. But remember, think a little bit more about what they're actually saying. So think less about the tonality. Throw that all. You have beautiful tone. You don't have to worry about it. You're fine. You don't have to worry about sounding good. You sound good. All that I want for you to focus on is that idea of agony. Is there something, Sammy, that you have wanted so badly? So think right now in your own life, something that you would die for, and it's like either something that's like right there and you have to look at it every day, and it's like this constant, oh my goodness, it's there but I can't have it, and this is so something that can physically give you a response like it's happening for this Prince Charming here. And also remembering that on that agony, do your best to open up as much as you can, like what Tommy was saying, just so it has a little bit more of that Prince Charming bubble in there. Yes. So I don't know. What's a good place to start from? Maybe
I could start from the beginning, maybe? I don't know. Or do you want the middle or something?
Can we? Yeah, maybe from after the first agony. High in her tower. Can we go from high in her tower?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's hard to find it in the accompaniment when we don't have a live pianist, but do your best, even if you have to start from a little before.
Okay, there we go. Cool. May I get a little drink of water? Okay.
Remember to open yourself.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you. High in her tower, she sits by the hour, maintaining her hair. Blithe and becoming, and frequently humming a light-hearted air. Ah, agony beyond power of speech. When the one thing you want. Oh, wait, that's the wrong line, but that's okay. Agony of torture they teach. I kind of messed it up, or half so fatiguing as what's out of reach. Am I not sensitive, clever, well mannered, considerate, passionate, charming, as kind as I'm handsome and heir to a throne? You're everything maidens could wish for. Do I know, the girl must be mad. You know nothing of madness till you're climbing her hair and you see her up there as you're nearing her, all the while hearing her agony, misery, woe, though it's different for each. Always 10 steps behind, always 10 feet below, and she's just out of reach. Agony of me that can cut like a knife. I must have her to wife. Sorry, I did the hand thing there, but that's the end of the song. So yeah.
That was already like such an improvement. Like you connected your breaths more and you snuck them in there when you could, and you used your acting to like, compensate for any of those little like nuance moments. But that was already so much better than the last time. And it was like 10 minutes ago, you know?
Yeah, really, really fantastic job. And I encourage you too to when there is something that happens that doesn't go to plan, to do your best to just go along with it, even though it's so hard and difficult. Because most of the time, even if you do mess up, the people who are watching it don't know the song well enough to know that you messed up. So even if you just la 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 la, just started singing laws until bam, you're back, there's a pretty good chance that the audience wouldn't know. But if you are like, oh, here we go, and I messed up, then okay, well, you're giving yourself away.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know now. So I think I'd be nicer to yourself during the performance, and know that you can be a little tricky at times with those things, and and people won't always necessarily know. Are there any questions that you have for either myself or Tommy?
Not really, but thank you guys so much. I've been a little rusty, so I'm sorry, but I think I'd like to say is when it comes to singing and stuff, it's just practice. I guess it's just repetition and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all I'd like to say. But thank you guys so much. Yeah.
Thank
Awesome
you so much
job.
for yeah, for performing for us. Please let us know, where can we hear. Oh my gosh, I also just realized I never turned the spotlight off. So there's when when Tommy and I were talking, you probably just okay. I'll remember for the next one. Okay. You would think I've done these enough, right? This is I think I just counted. I think this is like my 26th one, or like my 20 something in the 20s, which is insane. Thank you, Michaela, for turning on the so please let us know, where can we hear your beautiful voice again? Any accounts that you want to shout out, any upcoming fun things?
So yeah, an account I could shout out is my TikTok, which is at Sammy D Mule, where you could find me doing "Hi there, pal, I'm Mickey Mouse," and also some Yoda voices. And then you could follow me at my at Beans account. It's at Beans, and I sing sometimes, kind of. But yeah, that's that. But
Awesome.
thank you guys so much. Yeah.
Of course, thank you. Alrighty, yes, big round of applause for Sammy. Awesome job. So our next singer that we have here is Haley, who I am unmuting right now and I'm going to spotlight.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Haley Atkinson. I am 14 years old. I am currently in ninth grade and I go to Pacific Grove High School in California, but I was born in Dallas, Texas, and I've been singing ever since I was about 5 or 6, and my inspiration was just this TV show that I used to watch, which is kind of ironic. So And the song that I will be singing is "What's Wrong with Me" from Mean Girls. I bet most of you probably know it. Mean Girls is pretty popular, but basically, Mean Girls is basically a show based on the original movie Mean Girls, the first one, not the other ones. But this song is basically about Gretchen feeling insecure about herself and feeling insecure about what Regina thinks of her. So, I'm also just gonna do a sound check for my accompaniment. Is that okay?
Yeah, you're all good.
Is this okay? Can everyone hear this, or should
A little louder. Yeah.
right there, right here?
Perfect. Yeah.
All right, good, good. Tell me what's wrong with me, my body, face, my hair. Tell me all my many faults. Tell me like you care when we both know you're cruel and we both know you're right. I could listen to you like a fool all night. What's wrong with me? How I speak, how I dress, what's wrong with me? You keep me guessing. Mama called me beautiful, don't believe her anymore. Now I'm listening to you. Do I do that for? Please don't ignore me. Tell me who we hate today, and I will fall in line. Hug me while my shoulders tense, and we'll pretend we're fine. Though we both know one day there'll be blood on the floor. But which one will betray the other more? What's wrong with me? Where's my mind? Where does it end? Maybe I need to find a better friend. What's wrong with me? What can I do? What's wrong with me? Could it be you? It's probably me. See that? You see? What's wrong with me? Okay.
Amazing job. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was so good. I was getting so many comments in the chat, just like, she sounds like a Disney princess, and I'd have to.
Oh my god, thank you.
The princess.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So, I really don't have too many notes for you. I think that the only one that I think I'm going to touch on right now is the hums. So you hum quite a bit in this, and I would like to ask you why. Just like in the song, as the character, there are hums written in. Why?
If I were to guess, I haven't thought about this a lot, but if I were to guess, I would probably say to more exaggerate her feeling of anxiety during this song, I guess.
Okay, okay. So if we were, so I love that we're using like verbs or just like things, that we're actively doing. So she is humming to exaggerate. If we do go with that, what is she exaggerating?
I honestly have no idea. You can just give me the answer.
That's all good. What? There isn't just like simple, easy answers. At least I have the sheet music. I didn't see anywhere in there that they said this is what the humming means. But as us, as performers, and especially for vocalists, there are always reasons why things are written in. And usually, whenever there is something that is sung on not a word, so like a hum or an ooh or an ah, anything that doesn't have a word, usually it is because the character is feeling something that can't be expressed in words, either because it's something that they feel like they can't say, or maybe that they themselves don't really know how to express it in words. But usually it's because there's something that it's almost like it's either like biting their tongue, something that they literally can't say but they wish that they could, or that they don't have the words for. Again, there isn't necessarily a right or wrong answer, but I'd love to hear from you, do a little bit of this work right now as to why maybe you feel like Gretchen in this moment decides to hum in the song to create tone that doesn't necessarily have any words to it. And it could be anything. There are no right or wrong answers for this.
Um, I want to just keep saying insecurities, but that's kind of already there. So, um, if I were to guess, I would probably say she's humming like this in the middle of the song because I actually have no idea.
And that's okay. That's okay. Usually, when singers approach this kind of stuff, they do have no idea. But this is also the stuff that you work on. That like if you did come to a masterclass or something conveniently like that, you touch upon because, and here's something very important. If you don't know what you're singing about, the audience isn't really gonna know either. It sounded beautiful, and I was still here like, oh my goodness, I'm enjoying this so much. But from like really chomping into it, and I'm being picky with you because you are very, very talented. So, really making sure that we know what those hums mean. So, I'll throw out a couple right now, and this is not something that you have to decide upon right now or that is definitive because, like I said, I don't have Tina Fey's phone number that I could just go calling her up and be like, what do the hums mean? Maybe she does say, I don't know, I thought it sounded nice, in which case, great. But as actors and acting through this, we really want to make sure that we have something. So maybe the humming is a way of her calming herself down. Maybe the verb for the hums are calming. She hums to make herself calm. Okay, so that could be a reason. Maybe the hums are to literally bite her tongue and make sure that she doesn't say something that she wishes she doesn't. Okay, so those are two things that you can actively take with you and act. You could do those, you could not do those, you could maybe sit and think about, what else could it mean? But as long as you have something that you're actively doing for those hums, then it will come through. And that's just a big thing musically, whenever there are ahs or oohs or something. Also, what's really helpful with it is what I've been told when I've had to sing oohs or hums or anything. I've actually been told to go in my sheet music and write out what she's thinking, an inner monologue that she is thinking while you're saying the hums. So maybe you're thinking and really it's like I wish I could stand up to Regina, but I can't. So you're thinking that, you're not saying it, but that's the thing that you're thinking and that you can't say. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's really the only note that I had. Fantastic, fantastic job. I'm gonna hand it over to Tommy now.
That was a really good point to bring up, Alexa. And I just wanted to say, Haley, you were saying, I think it would mean. I don't want you to think. I want you to know what it means because it's completely up to you. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just whatever you say is or whatever you want it to be because it's your character. Of course, there's a character description, but through your own development, you make it your own that way. So you can throw out anything you want and it would be right as long as you apply it to your character. So that's just a little something I wanted to squeeze in there. And just like the one thing I had, and it's so picky because like Alexa said, you were so talented and there's really like not much for us to say. But just consistency with like your vowels. Just for an example, like what's wrong with me? You had like a little bit of a Alexa, you had a little bit of a wide vowel with that. And if you would just like try to narrow it down a little bit, just what's wrong with me, to like make it a little more like open and ovular. I feel like that would just commit a little bit more to the character as well because she is trying to restrain herself and she's having these little outbursts, but she's still her insecure self. And a good way to help with like doing that, because I am very guilty of always doing that, like especially with like whoa, I always like squeeze it out, like widen. But do this when you do it, like what's wrong with me, you're gonna like your voice is gonna mimic what your hand is doing, just like mind over matter type of thing. But that's really it. For me, I think you have an incredible voice, and especially at your age, like you have so much room to grow, and you're gonna be a powerhouse. Like, great job.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
definitely. Yeah, I'd love to. We have enough time. I'd love to hear it again a second time. Taking some of these notes. So thinking about whenever you have like Tommy said, there is no right or wrong. Just make a choice, and you'll hear this all the time, like from acting teachers, like. There's no such thing as a good or bad choice. Just make a choice. So whatever that choice may be, don't worry it's a right or wrong one because anyone, as long as you make one, you're good. And also what Tommy was talking about with the technique wise.
You can even
And
do that when you're singing it through the second time. It might help a little bit.
awesome. Yeah. So whenever you're ready.
Like the whole thing or just like a snippet?
I think
Only
we
like a
could do the
part.
whole thing just because it's
All
so
right. Okay.
short.
It is only like 2 minutes. So. Tell me what's wrong with me, my body, face, my hair. Tell me all my many faults. Tell me like you care when we both know you're cruel and we both know you're right. I could listen to you like a fool all night. What's wrong with me? How I speak, how I dress. What's wrong with me? You keep me guessing. Mama called me beautiful, don't believe her anymore. Now I'm listening to you. What do I do that for? Please don't ignore me. Tell me who we hate today, and I will fall in line. Hug me while my shoulders tense, and we'll pretend we're fine. Though we both know one day there'll be blood on the floor. But which one will betray the other more? What's wrong with me? Where's my mind? Where does it end? Maybe I need to find a better friend. What's wrong with me? What can I do? What's wrong with me? Could it be you? It's probably me. See that, you see? What's wrong with me?
Amazing job. I mean, you took all the notes, you ran with it.
Mhm.
I'm more than happy, Tommy.
Same with me. I heard a difference, and I hope you did too. And it just sounded more controlled, and especially with the humming
I
too.
just saw an ad playing right now. God, okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, like even with the humming, like it felt like you were telling a story, and that mostly should be a feeling that you feel because that's something you're delivering, and I think you felt that, and I hope you did. But yeah, great job taking the notes, and again, incredible voice.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for either myself or Tommy?
Um, do you guys have any advice on how to better hit lower notes? Because I can feel my voice getting a little iffy, like during lower notes. Like for example, the m's like. Do you have any tips on that?
You know, I spent a long time learning how to like expand my voice upwards that I think when it comes downwards, I don't really have too much. I don't know if Tommy has any advice.
I add a little bit more breath support to it. So like as like a guy, when I went through my like voice drop thing, but like before I went through my voice drop, I had trouble singing low notes too. I usually just like try to like support it more within like the chest because that's where it's mostly coming from. So like I don't even know like what example to give because I would sing that, but it's high for me. It's like like oh, you see how it gets like fried. Just I breathe in a little more. I open myself. Just oh, and it's still a little fried, but it becomes a little less difficult to get down there. But just yeah, make sure you're opening your chest and your shoulders back and taking that breath in from your diaphragm. Make sure you're not taking it like from your chest, like a like go more from the stomach up, like a make like supported. But that's just like my little tidbit for that. I don't know how much it'll help for a female voice, but that's what I do.
Nice. Yeah. So, congratulations again. Your performance was stellar, and please let us know where we can hear your beautiful voice again.
Oh, ads. I have an audition account on TikTok and Plain Singing account on TikTok. My Plain Singing account was actually the account that I auditioned for the Sing for Alexa Saturday with, which is just my name then dot sings. So that's just Haley dot sings, and then for the audition account, it's just Theater Auditions 225. So yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and moving on to our last singer. It was Cole. Cole, if you want to turn on your video and wave at me if you're here and you're just under a different name, because so far we have not, Cole's been missing. I do not see Cole anyway or anywhere. So we are going to let our understudy perform. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, Michaela said he's not here. Okay, well, thank goodness that we have an amazing understudy for you guys. Here we have Tristan. You can unmute.
Hi.
There you go.
I'm gonna
Hello,
get
hello.
myself set up a little bit here.
Ooh, oh,
Yes.
we got
I'm so
like,
fancy.
Ooh, I love it. So
Yeah.
Tristan, please let us know a little bit about you if you'd like, and then some preface to the show that your song is from and kind of where the song fits in.
Yeah, so my name's Tristan. I'm 14. I'm a freshman at Cedar Cliff High School in New Cumberland, Pennsylvania. I'm singing the song Corner of the Sky from the show Pippin. I actually don't know that much about this song. I heard it on the show The Politician on Netflix. Ben Platt sang it, and I immediately fell in love with the song, so I think, and I kind of can relate to it a little bit because it's just about this guy who's trying to find, like, where his passions lie in life, and he's trying to find what he's good at and things, and I definitely relate to that, so that's why I picked this song to sing.
Awesome. Okay, would you like to do a sound check?
Yes, I would. So there's a little buzzing. That's because of my speakers. I can't really fix that, so here is my track. Can you hear that okay?
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
Awesome.
All
So
right.
whenever you are ready, feel free to begin.
All right, I will.
Everything has its season, everything has its time. Show me a reason and I'll soon show you a rhyme. Cats fit on the windowsill, children fit in the snow. Why do I feel I don't fit in anywhere I go? Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Every man has his daydreams, every man has his goal. People like the way dreams have of sticking to the soul. Thunderclouds have their lightning, nightingales have their song. Don't you see I want my life to be something more than long? Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. So many men seem destined to settle for something small, but I won't rest until I know I'll have it all. So don't ask where I'm going, just listen when I'm gone. And far away you'll hear me singing softly to the dawn. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky.
Nice. Amazing job.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So, I would love to hear from you. What is one thing that you think you did really well? And then what's one thing that you feel like you would like to work on?
Yeah, so I really like the way my voice sounds with the verses. I don't know, I just think it sounds pretty good. When I get up to the top of Gotta Find My Corner, that's kind of high for me in my belting range, so I think that's something that I could work on.
Okay, nice, nice. So, yeah, you sounded really, really lovely. I love the whole setup here. Very professional.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, something that I will talk about for a little bit is diphthongs. I don't know if this is like a very like you have no idea what this is, or if it's a very similar or not similar, but like a known concept to you. But basically, there's this thing called IPA, an International Phonetic Alphabet, which basically is a symbol for any possible sound that our mouths can make. And so if you learn every symbol, then you can speak any language completely perfect, which is boom, completely crazy. But what they have is there's this idea of something called a diphthong, which is really just something that we have here in English because everything's so complicated, where it's combined vowels. It's one vowel but with two of them squashed together. So for example, sky, what vowel is that?
It's like an I.
Ski, like
Well, no, like a hard I. Like
sky.
the letter I. It's like I guess if you would write that, it would be like an A and an E, but
Exactly. And that's actually what, so I kind of wrote out, basically, there's this symbol in IPA where I hope this isn't showing, is it flipped? Are you able to see?
No, I can see it.
Backwards? Okay, so, this is actually what it looks like I. So, sky, this is the symbol for ah, and then, well, basically this is just kind of the diphthong put together. This is what it looks like, I. And whenever we have diphthongs, especially in singing or just anything in English, when we see a diphthong, we're always going to want to hold out the first vowel before going to the second one. So sky is ah and e put together, squashed together. So what you're going to want to do as a singer is you're going to want to hold out that ah for as long as humanly possible, because we just love ahs so much, and they're just so good, and the resonance is beautiful. And then at the very last second, you're going to sing a quick e. So corner of the sky. Boom, done. Instead of sky, where it like slowly closes over time, make sure that you really hold out that ah, so that it's nice and it's clean and professional and beautiful. Also, speaking of, because I know before we were doing a little bit of work of when things are like relatively closed vowels, but you're singing them on a really high note. And for you, those words are ramble and corner. Those are pretty high. They're the notes sit rather high in your voice. And maybe Tommy can talk a little bit more about like the technique of actually like getting that. But as far as just talking about like the kind of vowels itself, ramble, corner, yes, those are closed, but since they're so high, you're gonna have to open them up. So instead of ramble, it might be something like ramble, like almost like an ah, ramble. It's so high, it'll sound normal. Ramble, whatever you do. Same with corner. Corner. You could probably even maybe do it on an ah, corner of the sky. It might seem weird to you, but it'll sound fine to us. And it's just little things that you do to make it easier for yourself, so you're not like struggling as much. Whenever there's something that you're singing that's high, you always want to open it up, even if it is something that is usually closed. And that's all I got for you. So I'm gonna pass it over to Tommy. Really great job.
Thank you.
First off, great voice. You really do have a wonderful voice, and you have really nice tone as well. I had some similar things written down. I actually had sky written down with like the E's as well. So I'm glad Alexa touched on that, but I also wanted to touch on, just like for an example, like season. So you saying everything has its season, and you like close it in the end really quickly, and just like the same kind of concept, open it up and then pinch it with the N at the end. So like everything has its season, everything has its time. So like you were rushing the consonant a bit. So can you try it for me and try it with me? And can we see if we can open up that vowel elongation and just for a longer period of time and then cap it with the consonant very quickly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everything has its season, everything has its time.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're good, you're good. You want to try it real quick?
Yeah. Everything has its season, everything has its time.
A little bit later. So
Okay.
I heard it was very good. It was a lot longer than the first time you did it. It was everything has its season, and then you landed on it and skid a little bit with it. Try to just like cap it really quick.
Okay. Everything has its season, everything has its
Perfect.
time.
So just that kind of concept with each of those moments, and I think you have a solid song. That was pretty much all I had. It was just I have written down don't close the vowels off with either a consonant or another vowel, like the gotta find my corner, like corner. Open it up a little bit and like of the sky instead of that sky. So it's like, you know, keep the vowel long until the very end. It's just like a very simple way to put it.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a place that we can take it from, like at the very end.
This track is very complicated. I will try to find
It is?
something. Yeah, it's like
Like-
weird.
Yeah, open-ended, literally any place near the end that you want to go and take it from to the end, take in some of these notes. So remembering to elongate the vowel. Make sure that you're not rushing to those consonants because as singers, we don't like consonants and we love vowels. So really be a diva on those vowels.
Yes. All right, let me see if I can figure this out. All right, I think I'm there. Yep. All right, third verse is coming up here. I think. So many men seem destined to settle for something small, but I won't rest until I know I'll have it all. So don't ask where I'm going, just listen when I've gone, and far away you'll hear me singing softly to the dawn. Rivers belong where they can ramble, eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky.
Nice. And then, yeah, I know. You were very professional. Guys, remember, especially for musical theater, even if there's a long outro with the piano, you and the piano are a single unit for this performance. And if you finish before the pianist does, he's going to get angry. Or she. So make sure, yeah. So very good job with that. Awesome. I thought it sounded so good. I thought you really took all of Tommy's advice. It was, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely saw you elongate your vowels. I very clearly heard you pinch it off at the end, which is exactly what I wanted to hear. So really great job with that. And just with like, I know we didn't talk about this and I said I would with Alexa when Alexa brought it up, but just like that high note, really commit to it. And sometimes I'm not going to make you do it now because what I do is I try to hit it and I try to use the technique I'm supposed to be using. And if I crack a little bit, I just back up for a second. I try again. So make sure you're really grounding yourself. You're opening yourself up. Gotta find my corner, and make sure it's coming from your chest up very naturally instead of squeezing it out from like your throat or your nasal cavity. So not like because that's up here. You want it to be a very like just you want it to flow correctly and to sound like it's coming up from your feet all the way out through your mouth. It's you want it to sound like it's flowing right out. So gotta find my corner. So where I feel that is right here. I feel it back toward like nasally is when it's in the front of your nose. You can feel it like heavy on your face. When it's more back, that's where you want to feel it. So mess around with the feeling of the placement. And that's the best way I could describe it is just how it feels. So try to like mimic that feeling.
Yeah.
With that.
Completely. I think, wait, I also really want to add in. So really quickly, Tristan, right now, pretend like you're at a doctor's office and he says, okay, open up, say, ah, ah, Nice. Now I want for you to say like you're showing someone how you say the letter R. Nice. So what I saw you doing on that high note is you were opening up corna, this beautiful ah, except your tongue wanted so badly to sing that it was like
Yeah.
like this like corner where you were open, except your tongue wanted so badly to be closed. What I want for you to do is exactly what you just did, where you very clearly you were able to go ah and then Don't think about that last word corner. Think about it as, especially just when you sing that high note, corner. Because if you think about the R before the end, you're gonna get like an open ah with a little bit of the in there. And I think that's what was keeping it from just being nice and open, is that it so badly wanted to close and clench. And I think that exactly what Tommy was talking about, like it'll just be open and not that it wasn't already fantastic, but
Yes.
you're very good. So we're being picky here. So
Thank you.
yeah, really, really great job. And I think thinking about that, try even just down the octave, singing corner. So a very clear ah and then an
Mm-hmm. Oh, now?
Yeah, really quick.
I don't know my note.
No, it's okay. You don't just speak it like you're speaking the word corner.
Okay. Corner.
Yeah, try even a little bit more. Make sure that you don't hear any R in that ah.
Okay. Corner.
Yeah, I think
like,
it's
forget
still
the word is corner for a minute and just like corner
Mm-hmm.
and make it corner. Just like cap it right there. Can you try that down the octave? Just on that note.
Yeah.
Corner.
Corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Octave, it'll sound like a little more natural feeling when it's up the octave. And I'm sorry I gave you a really low note. I forgot
It's
that
alright.
my voice is way deeper. But yeah, already that is what the vowel to consonant like configuration should sound like.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of
Yeah.
course, please let us know any accounts you'd like to shout out, any upcoming things. Where can we hear your beautiful voice again?
Yeah, so my TikTok is at thrice asked for towels. And my Instagram, I have two. I have my main account, which is just my name, Tristan_Metherall. It's spelled in my Zoom name. And my music account is Tristan Metherall Music, no spaces, no underscores.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Big round of applause. I guess like a finger round of applause, haha, for all of our amazing singers. And now a huge round of applause for our guest star today, Tommy KAISER. Tommy, really, it means the world that you are here with us. Please let the people know if they want to schedule lessons, if they want to just see more of what you do and hear your beautiful voice. Because guys, let me tell you, Tommy's voice, I could listen to it all day, every day, and like nothing else, and I would die so happy. So please let us know any and all of that information.
Yeah, I mean, my Instagram is my name, Tommy KAISER _. My TikTok is Tom KAISER without the E in Kaiser for whatever reason again. I'm also on Broadway Plus and Broadway World's Backstage for bookings for video shoutouts and Q&As and all that good stuff. So if you want to ask me questions or just have a conversation or whatever, I'm available on those platforms. And not really much else for me to say, but thank you, Alexa, for having me. And you guys were incredible. And I'm so glad I got to hear your voices.
Yeah, oh my gosh, you are incredible. You are so incredible. We stand Tommy KAISER. Alrighty, so that officially concludes the masterclass portion of this masterclass. And what we do now, you don't have to stay for this, it's optional, but we do a really fun musical theater Kahoot created by Michaela, our parentheses manager. Yeah, she's given us a wave. So basically these Zooms, while they are free to the public, the way that they've been able to be free to the public is because we've had so many amazing people help donate to keep these things running. For those of you who don't know, it does cost a certain amount of money each month so that we could have Zooms that are over 40 minutes. And it's even been additional costs when there are more than 100 people who join the Zooms where we have to expand the rooms. So we've had a ton of really amazing people donate. I see that Emma Burton is here. She is one of them. I always shout out Brandon and Miranda and Matt from TikTok. They gift so generously to help keep these things running. And basically, if you would like to donate, you can just go to the link in both my TikTok TikTok or Instagram, and you'll see buttons there that say like Alexa's PayPal to help donate for Sing for Alexa Saturday, or her Venmo to help donate for Sing for Alexa Saturday. Anything you maybe want to donate, $1, $5, it all really helps. If you do donate over $20, then I will contact you about like, hey, thank you so much. I'd love to set up a Zoom with you just to thank you. And so certain really sweet people like Emma, the people that I basically mentioned, donated and just said to pass the Zoom on to someone else who maybe couldn't necessarily afford it. So this Kahoot is how we figure out who wins that Zoom, which is really fun and exciting. So I am going to share my screen. Please make your TikTok